Right, let's start.
Are we on?
It has been rolling, yeah.
Oh,
So
right.
we've just
Hello
caught
there.
a fair bit. Good evening, whatever time you're watching this. Welcome to episode 2 of the OneCast. Today we've got a bit of a change of personnel. Leo's in, Ryan's in. There's two people missing, but we'll talk about that in a bit. We've just been speaking loads, but I thought we could start on Leo.
And everything we've covered, we should have just waited for and
Yeah,
spoke about it.
Probably should, but we can speak about it again. So, Leo, updates. We'll go through that updates for each of us. Me
I'll
and
let
Ryan.
Ryan do mine because he's just in control of everything.
Yeah, me and Ryan. Our update is going to be boring anyway, so just speak about Leo. But yeah, whoever's starting it, Leo's started prep.
Yeah. So, well, it was a bit of a weird one, wasn't it? Because
I feel like I've actually been on prep for ages.
yeah, technically you kind of have. Because initially Leo did a mini cut, so we went through a mini cut for his holiday to Croatia. But like in the middle of that mini cut, literally around the time when I competed, Leo was like, "I'm pretty sure I want to compete this year." Your show made me feel like I could do it, basically. So you saw how bad I was, and that the fact I came fourth out of 8. He's like, you know what? I'm actually quite good at it. So yeah, and then midway through that, we literally had the same plan. Even though we switched on to prep, we still needed to be really aggressive because you would have been behind if we hadn't have been that aggressive. So we literally dug really hard up until the holiday, and then
he looked awesome in Croatia.
Yeah,
It was
mint in Croatia.
he looked so good before Croatia. So
Yeah.
we went from 75 to 69. No, it might have even been 68. 68 and a half?
And then we ran high days, didn't we? And then I was
And
like
the look after that
70.
was really good. The look before it was awful, and then like
it was
you
terrible.
filled up and got leaner, obviously, from the high days, and then 2 weeks holiday, or was it 10
days of just
Yeah. And then Leo came back.
macros, alcohol.
literally.
Leo came back looking like me. Honestly, when I thought he was overreacting because he hadn't sent me over any shots, and then he sent me over the shots. I was like,
I looked awful.
I see what you mean.
Actually,
I
terrible.
see why you've lost your hair.
Sometimes when you get outrageously tanned, like it actually makes you look worse.
I look worse.
You
I look
look-
like a blob. There's
Yeah.
like no definition anywhere. I'm just a shade of colour.
Yeah, it was a mixture of things. You got tonsillitis, didn't you? So
Yeah.
you were like very flat, very stressed as well,
And
holding water. It was like a really bad look. Like he looked 3 kilos fatter and then so flat, like ridiculously flat. So we had to do a bit of a recovery protocol week, which actually brought you back to life. You're pretty much back to your
Yeah,
best
no, I
now.
actually looked decent at the end of that, yeah.
So yeah, now we are 11 and a half weeks out from the WNBF finals, which Leo will be competing in junior men's physique, so that should be exciting. It's going to be a very, very competitive look, as much as Leo doesn't think so yet. So
There's more shows than that one, isn't there?
yeah, so
2.
the main 2 that we're looking for at the moment is WNBF finals and the Two Bros Naturals.
Natural.
Nice.
You could definitely get away with being enhanced in that show, though. The testing's awful.
Oh, thanks, man.
There is no testing.
Oh, I thought you meant my physique.
No.
That's pretty much an update. You got anything else to add, Leo?
No.
It's going smoothly
Yeah.
now. This
Right.
last week's been like a godsend in terms of what your weight's
the
done, what
last
your
week's
physique's
been
done.
good, yeah.
Ryan, your updates. You've sacked off bodybuilding.
Yeah, I
It's
don't,
all over.
I don't even train anymore. So yeah, I don't even know how many weeks post show I am, but I literally still haven't started my off season. Multiple reasons. So obviously I competed, and then 4 weeks later I went to Bali. So I recovered in that time as well as I could. I put on like £8. I think I went, or £10. I went on holiday around 150. So yeah, I had £10. Went to Bali for 3 weeks and trained while I was there. I took a deal actually. I took 8 days off. Then I trained D-volume sessions for the rest of the holiday. And then I came back and I looked awful. I thought, when I was on holiday in Dubai, so I came to Dubai on the way back, when I was in Dubai I was like, if I'm predicting what weight I am right now, I think I'm 160. That's how
And
fast
what
I
were
look.
you on stage?
140.
Okay. Ideal.
So yeah, I thought I was 160, but I came back and I was 153. So I wasn't 160.
Sound.
I was just very flat. I still am very flat. And then the week after I got back from Bali, I got really ill, and that stopped me from training that week. I trained once with Lawrence, and that's it. And then I broke my toe. So,
You broke
Do-
your toe.
yeah.
Do you even feel recovered at all after all of that?
Yeah, I feel good actually. No,
Ready to
but
get
apart
back
from my
out.
fucking toe.
So the one session you've done was that one time we saw you.
I trained push with Lawrence
push,
on Thursday, and I
yeah.
trained pull with Callum yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. Yeah.
And I stupidly did cardio after with a broken toe and fucked it up even more.
When did you break your toe?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Yeah, I know, it's mad. I don't know when I broke
What,
it.
it just started hurting?
So I think I stubbed it the other day. I remember saying to Lawrence, I stubbed it, but it didn't hurt really immediately. And then that night, it was like really, really painful. It kept me up all night. But I thought it was an ingrown toenail. So I was like, it's just an ingrown toenail that's hurting.
And it is actually broken.
Yeah, well, my dad thinks it is. I'll show you a
It's a
picture.
doctor,
You'll be like,
isn't
okay, that's broken.
Is it big?
No, it's like the bottom
Just
of the
get
toe,
it
so
out.
there's no
Oh,
like
yeah,
bend.
yeah.
It's just like swollen. I'll show you.
Get it out for the pod.
No, 'cause it doesn't even look that bad anymore. I've taken. It might not be broken. It might not be broken to be fair, but there's not really anything I can do about it either way. If it is broken or not, it's just gotta.
Audio listeners won't be able to
I'm
see
not
it.
getting. I'm not showing them my feet.
Get your dogs out.
I'm not showing. I'm not getting my feet out on the internet. But yeah, I somehow. So that's my foot, all right? That's my normal foot.
I'll
That one
dictate
looks-
it.
that one
Oh,
looks pretty
Jesus.
That's my
Just
foot.
for
Look how fat they are.
for the audio listeners, his foot looks like a fat
My foot was a
sausage,
balloon.
like
Like
a
an
hippo.
elephant. It's like an elephant's foot.
Yeah, so I think it's broken, but
Yeah, it might be.
I
Look
got
at
away
that.
wearing sliders at work there, so I didn't have to clean the gym today. So
It's like when you're in school and you get to wear trainers.
yeah,
Feel like a don.
you know, at school, do you like want to break a bone?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Get all
Like,
the attention.
I think
from
I
wearing a
remember
pot,
once
yeah.
trying to break a bone. Like, I was on the round. I was on the what's it called?
Yeah,
The
like primary school, you just launch yourself off the climbing.
no, what's the spinny thing at the park?
A roundabout.
No, it's not called a roundabout.
What? Where you like run on it?
No, like a roundabout. That's what I thought. It
Oh
was.
yeah,
What's it called?
It's a
Yeah.
roundabout.
It's not called a roundabout.
I swear it is.
Yeah.
Like a
Because
circle thing that
roundabout's
spins
like
around and you hold on
what
to
you're
it.
driving in.
Yeah, but it's also means that.
Something like
I
that.
remember like once going around and that and just trying to fall off on purpose and then trying to break my arm because I really wanted to cast because of the attention you get from a cast.
I think that might be mental illness.
Yeah, probably. And that's now why I bodybuild.
It's a merry-go-round.
Yeah, I told you I went a roundabout.
Yeah, but I
I
searched
always called
park,
it a roundabout.
park roundabout,
Yeah.
and they came up. So it's
Merry-go-round.
kind of a park roundabout.
It's
So
not even a merry-go-round.
Who cares?
That's the thing at the like a,
I don't know. So you've you're gonna start your off season soon,
yeah, I'm starting Monday.
and any
Starting in
timeline
that
or
position.
Mate,
right,
what the hell?
pre off season?
I'm like 10 pounds above stage weight. 12, 13.
Is there any like timeline that you've got set out or?
I think I'm literally just going to attack my weak points, and when I feel ready to go back into a prep, I know that I'm never going to be amazing. So just when I feel good to go into prep again, I'd like to do it again. And I know that I would want to get lean for most summers, so I keep changing my mind about
Yeah.
when I'm going to compete next. So
That's the issue we always have, isn't it? I
Yeah,
feel like I've had one actual long game. It wasn't even that long. It was like 9 months, which isn't long, is it really?
I was in a turbo gaining phase. To be fair, for
Yeah.
like plenty of time. Didn't grow, but
Yeah, I put that 16 kilos on in like 7 months.
yeah, that was
And I was
quick.
like,
don't get me wrong, I'd love to do like a massive off season where I go to 200 pounds. But
yeah,
how
but you
much
just
more?
end up looking so bad.
How much more muscle is that going to gain me? It would gain me more muscle, but is it worth what it does to what it would do to my mental health getting
Yeah.
that fat?
I actually
it's
don't
not.
know. The only lift now that I'm worse at than when I was 20 kilos heavier is RDL and barbell row. Everything else I'm just
same.
as strong
My
as.
Presses.
presses
Presses is better now, but then I did injure my neck, and that was when I was really heavy.
Yeah, when
so,
you're doing the one plate on the Atlantis.
yeah,
Yeah.
strongest press in the game. Yeah,
But-
it's all the injury.
Oh, I
That's
get
unreal.
way stronger when I'm.
Yeah,
when
my
I'm
pressing
pressing.
goes up very quickly.
I did like 4.5 plates on the Cybex.
I actually think the last time when I was really heavy, I think my estrogen was like off the charts. I'm not even joking. I think it was on the ropes.
Bro changed gender.
Yeah.
You got bitches here.
Honestly, look at my chest in like when I was really fat.
Really?
I used to.
You don't get guy in it?
Yeah, no, yeah, fully. But I had it a bit when I was a kid.
No, so did you not get gyno?
Well, I already had a bit of gyno from when I was younger,
Yeah.
but then I think it got worse when I was
You have gone in that?
Your nipples definitely went
not bad,
puffy.
but you can feel it.
Ah.
But like I was doing a side chest and I thought it looked good,
Yeah.
and it was literally just gyno. Because when I dieted, it disappeared.
Got a really good lower chest.
Yeah, literally. Honestly, if you look at the photos, it's awful now.
Oh.
But yeah, my journey, because I've obviously not got competing goals, I can kind of do what I want.
Yeah.
So, operation, maybe 30-week off season, something like that. Take me through to, I think it's like March.
I think sometimes the shorter off seasons are actually better.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
puts pressure on
They're
as well.
urgent. You can't really miss a beat in that off season.
Yeah, I feel like if you plan to have like a year's gaining phase, like you just
Yeah.
let things slip.
You got to be of a certain mindset. Like Lawrence could definitely do it.
Yeah.
He really does look. I like bodybuilding. I like doing it. I like the gym. I love
Yeah,
the gym.
but-
I love training, but I love coaching way more. Like
Yeah. So, 30 weeks left. It's actually like 9 months total from when I started.
that's quite good.
Yeah, I'm trying to put on like 9-10 kilos from when I started, depending on performance, obviously, but get up to like 105, 106 ish. Then I'm being like touching distance of getting lean again, rather than just
Dicey
being-
for summer.
30 kilos away from lean.
I still haven't looked good on a holiday yet. Because this year was the first year where I looked good. And no, I looked good in 2020, kind of.
Yeah,
But that was in lockdown. And then this year is the first year where I actually looked good. And I didn't go
I
on
don't
holiday
actually
looking good.
think you want to be diced for a holiday.
The
Though.
thing is,
Yeah.
I don't look good unless I'm diced. Because I'm 13 pounds above stage weight now, and I
Yeah,
look
true.
awful.
I feel like my best look was when we went on the cruise.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that was a sick look.
yeah, I looked good then.
yeah. Everyone was
But I wasn't
commenting on my
I wasn't
chest.
diced.
That was just in the
At
reversal,
all.
weren't it? So
Yeah.
you were like 70s.
I was like 70 kilos, but then
Full
from
as
my
fuck.
lowest, yeah, it was like 5 kilos of fullness.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, mine's weird because I think when I get from like between what I am now and like 105, I don't actually look that much difference. But going from like my leanest to now, like a lot goes onto my hips. So it's like
Yeah.
I either need to be lean and probably look like a string bean, or actually be big. And I prefer being big. So Operation Get Fat commences.
Bit of whammo.
Yeah,
Operation Grow a Chest.
What I did in like the first 2 off seasons I did the shorter off seasons. So I did 9 months, but I just pushed up so quick in that 9 months.
yeah,
I went from my first ever off season. I went from 136 to 178 in 10 months.
You know
That's a pound a
if you
week.
do that though, the first like 2 months it's awesome, and
It
you
was
look
all awesome.
sick.
It was all no. I looked awful the whole time. But I didn't even care.
Really?
I had a girlfriend.
Yeah, you're not bothered, yeah.
And I did that for my last gaining phase. Like it was really good and really productive for the first few months, and then I just got fat. But because it was so good at the start, I thought like that was how you should do it.
Yeah, I think you should always do it once.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that was at the point where everyone was getting fat really quick as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was like the thing to do.
Yeah.
Like,
and now it's kind of
push
switched
everyone
to
really
like
hard.
stay in the surplus for longer but go slower,
Yeah.
which I think is the right approach.
I think it's better, definitely, yeah.
Keeps you mentally sane as well.
Yeah, and you can really drive performance if you're in a very small surplus. Like you don't need a massive
Yeah.
surplus.
Yeah, unless you're me and your pressing just doesn't improve.
So are you mainly focusing on your chest?
Yeah, I need to really.
Everywhere else is actually pretty good, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Apart from my genetics, needs work.
No, but it literally is just your chest.
Yeah,
Your
It's
chest is
not even bad. It just
No,
isn't
his chest
as
is
good
bad.
as- No,
It is
maybe
pretty
it is
loud.
bad. Yeah, maybe it is quite bad, but
That's like saying my back's not bad.
got good gyno though, like I said. So fix me up a bit.
puffy tit.
So yeah, I'll keep it like chest focused, but I actually want to get strong at my pressing again because I've never been that strong.
That's the difficult one with press is like with like big muscle groups that you need to bring up. Do you go higher frequency, higher volume, or do you just go lower frequency, lower volume, and
I think you're trying to
Focus on
figure that
progressing.
out.
Yeah,
at the minute, aren't you?
I ran a bit for. I went to 3 times frequency for a
Yeah.
bit, and it worked for a short amount of time, and then I just wasn't recovering after I got a little bit stronger.
yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
So now I've dropped back to 2, and I'm just focusing like I'm doing 3 sets of a cable press, for example, because it's the one that I connect with the best, and it's the
Yeah.
one that I've been progressing the best. So I'm just focusing on the ones that I enjoy, the ones that I feel, the one that I get stronger at, and I'm just going to try and stick to it.
Yes. So
Oh.
what I've done for mine, so for my muscle group, which is weak, which is like a big muscle groups are going to take longer to recover from my back, I'll have 2 times a week. And then my other muscle groups which are weak are my delts and arms. So pretty much all my muscle groups are weak, apart from my abs. Those are 3 times a week.
3 times, yeah.
Your chest
Yeah, my
is
chest is
good.
quite good. My lower chest is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carl said I got an Arnold chest.
Did he know?
That's the best compliment I've ever had. Actually, no. Leo said you actually look quite good. 2 weeks out, I was like, fucking hell, that's a good
I
compliment.
don't think you've ever said that to me.
Mate, I probably said that to you the other day.
Yeah.
You go, like we were posing after legs yesterday, and he goes, chest looks small. I'm like, cheers. As flat as anything, post legs. He's
I'm just
absolutely
being
grilling
honest.
me.
At least when I give you a compliment, it's from the heart.
No, it's genuine.
Yeah.
I just lied to you. Feel better.
So that's kind of all our 3 personal updates. I thought we could now do a little like one coaching update in terms of the actual company business, how everything's going, because
It's an awkward one.
yeah, I think it's quite. At least I find it interesting. Like hopefully some of you do as well.
Harry sacked Harrison and Lawrence.
He said, pull your weight or piss off.
Yeah,
And they
not
just pissed
quite, not quite. Yeah, Lawrence. I mean, you live with him, so you'll be able to say a bit more detail. But basically, he's realised that like coaching's not necessarily his passion, which like I completely respect because I'd rather him not continue to do something that he's not, at least right now, 100% in with. So he's a goner, unfortunately. I don't know if you've got anything to add to that.
Yeah, so I kind of knew this from quite a while ago because you can kind of tell just by the level of effort someone's putting in how much they really enjoy it. Because when you really enjoy something, you put loads of effort in without it really even thinking, you don't even really feel like you're putting effort in. And yeah, he just wasn't passionate about it. So I think he mentioned to me a couple of times he's going to give it a go. But then I think he just realised it's just not for him at all.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that, is there?
And then now he's like started with the videography side of things, and he's already putting so much more work
so
into
clearly
that.
that's what he
And,
wants.
yeah,
He wants to
I can
do,
tell
so
already.
That's not an issue.
Yeah, so completely respect it. Like, I'm not going to force him to do coaching if he doesn't want to. But it does show the highs and lows of like trying to make an actually successful
Brand.
coaching brand. Like, doesn't always go as you think it will. But now we've got us 3, and hopefully we'll be progressing nicely.
Yeah.
I think,
Which it is doing, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, it actually is progressing well. So.
yeah,
Slow, steady, but definitely progressing.
for any
Yeah,
like,
but, like the clients we've got on at the minute are actually making progress.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I was
Yeah.
just about to say. If there's any like, I know I'm not in a massive position of authority, but if there's any online coaches watching, well, the main thing you should think about is getting results and focusing on the service.
yeah, actually caring.
Yeah,
I think that's the biggie.
That's what I've learned over like the last 6 months.
Yeah,
Stop focusing on trying to get more clients and focus on the
Focus on
clients
the
you've
ones
already
you've
got.
got, and then
Yeah.
you will get more clients
Yeah.
from that, definitely.
and once you've nailed that, that's when you can start thinking about like businessy things. But before that, just make the service awesome and make
Yeah.
you get results, be results driven, and like you'll get more clients and better results from that. So
And the service is just getting better.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you need to get onto the app.
Really?
Yeah.
I think eventually. I wouldn't do it before you think
I reckon
it's
you
definitely
could
right.
do a hybrid of the two.
I'm old school, man.
Just for anyone like listening, me and Leo moved our coaching onto an app just for like a little bit more ease on the client side of things, like a bit of a better user interface than Google Sheets. Currently it's in a really good position for most people, but there's some things that some people would need to track that maybe you can't on there yet, but eventually it's going to be. So with Ryan doing quite a lot of prep clients, I think you sort of think like it's a little bit better to have as
Yeah.
much adjustability as possible.
Could you do your stuff on the app?
This is what I said to you the other day, wasn't it? Like, if I wouldn't feel as comfortable if you went now, okay, we're going to go onto the app,
Yeah.
but then I don't know why.
'Cause you're so used to Google Sheets.
I think that's what it is. I think for me personally, I don't like change for myself.
I'm the same.
so-
That's why I've stayed on Sheets.
Now I've
you
moved
know
on to the app
it's
though.
off.
I don't think there's anything that I'm for my clients that they're missing out on from it. I can understand like for you, like you can't just make you can't make a prep week like 1 week out plan
At the
like
peak we got hit
yeah.
for Lawrence.
you can't have that yet.
Yeah.
The thing
But-
I think it's missing is on like the sheets. You know how we've mapped out like the whole like prep
Yeah.
season sort of thing. You can't really do that on there.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be good if you could have, you know, where you can do the phases, but like you can't break the
Week to
phases
week.
down into smaller things, like,
Yeah.
and then things like body weight goals and things like that when people are dieting, like
Yeah.
it's not a necessity, but it's nice to.
We have like
To be
all
able
the
to
shows,
do
like the
that.
weeks out,
Yeah,
and stuff
Exactly,
like
that's
that.
the good thing, yeah.
But then on the client side of things, I think it's miles better.
Yeah, especially if you like your gem pop client,
So
it's definitely better, yeah, 100%.
that's like kind of the coaching updates. Don't know if there's anything else to add apart from it's going well. It's
Yeah.
fun. That's good.
Exciting stuff ahead.
I did get a few questions, and there's two that I wanted to talk about now, and then we'll sort of like go into more quick fire questions if we want to. First one was how to balance bodybuilding / physique development with social holidays type events.
I feel like we're the goats at this.
Yeah.
We're actually good
I am
at
pretty
doing
good at
this.
balancing,
Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to take it away?
No, you go first,
Alright.
and I'll add.
So I think the first thing to understand is that whenever you're trying to balance something and like get balance, it's never going to be 50-50. Okay, that's perfect balance. It all depends on what the focus is at that time. Even away from physique development, social occasions, like it might be work, it might be family, it might be whatever it is. You're always going to have some sort of focus at that specific time. So balance depends on where your goal lies. So like for Lawrence, for example, at the minute prepping, his balance is going to be way on the one side of like being super strict.
Yeah.
But for me, balance is like, okay, I can go on social occasions without batting an eyelid. Like
You can have meals out.
yeah,
things
there's
like
there's
that.
not even a thought about it. So I think it depends on your situation massively.
Yeah.
Anything
Agreed.
else?
No, I think that's it. I think it just depends on the phase you are in.
Yeah.
Like if we compare my balance now compared to like when we were on holiday, for example, like I just did what I wanted to do
Yeah.
and just enjoyed it. Whereas now, like I've got the goal of obviously competing, so the balance has to change.
Yeah. But that's still balance for you because you're still doing what you
Exactly,
want
I'm
to.
still doing what I want to do. Yeah,
And that what you want to do is like
yeah. Balance
Just get
is different for every person.
Yeah.
Like there is no set balance.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's one thing I think people don't understand is it definitely changes from person to person
Yeah.
and what they actually want to do.
and that's where you got to have the discussion. Like if someone wants to lose 10 kilos in what
A week.
6, 8
Yeah, you're right
10
now.
kilos in 10 weeks, like you got to understand, if you want to do that, you're going to be you got to be pretty on it.
yeah.
Like, so your balance isn't going to be as
Yeah.
balanced.
But then if you set that goal and then understand that maybe you're going to have to let go of some social occasions or manage them better, and then that doesn't fit with like your lifestyle, then all you need to do is extend the goal a bit, and and that's fine. Like
it's not an issue, is it? Yeah,
No.
it doesn't matter.
I think the main thing is just do what makes you feel good,
Yeah.
but be honest with yourself about what actually does make you feel good. Like, does going out drinking every single
Yeah, do
week
you actually
make you
enjoy
feel
doing
good?
that?
yeah,
Or does going out drinking once every 2 months, but staying healthy, going to the gym, eating good food, all the rest of the time make you feel good?
yeah. I've got quite a few, probably 2 clients that have been speaking about that recently. That they're sort of saying like they go out for a drink with their mates and they go in and they know that they don't actually want a drink, but then they go because they have a drink because it's like that's what everyone else
it's
is
like the
doing.
social norm. You've got to have a drink.
Which I get because it's hard to say no if you're in that
yeah,
position.
definitely. Yeah.
But
It's always a how do I say no? There is no how. Just do.
yeah,
Just
do
literally
it,
just
yeah,
simple as
literally
that.
just
but at the
say
same time, if you want a drink, then have a drink. Like,
yeah, it's not that deep,
Yeah,
is it?
it's
not
sort
that
of
deep.
fine.
And also understand that it's so easy to plan around things. Like, there's not many things that you can't do, apart
Yeah.
from like when like an all-you-can-eat buffet. Maybe you can't do that.
Yeah,
But there's really hardly anything unless you run like 1,200 calories a day.
Yeah.
It's easy to just bank calories. You can have meals which are literally protein and veg for like 150 calories.
Yeah.
Have 3 of them, and then you've got like 2,000 calories to spare.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's really easy to plan around it if you actually want to do it. I don't think people actually want to plan around things.
Yeah, it's like we planned in my 21st, like last
Mate,
week.
you can't say that.
I'm on prep. No. But it was sound, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I got a new low the next day. So
Exactly.
it's like,
Just hit the same calories one day.
Just plan it. But then again, if you don't want to do that and you want to be like Lawrence probably wouldn't have done that.
No, Lawrence didn't.
That's fine.
Lawrence
That's not an
isn't
issue
even having a
either.
meal out after his show.
Yeah, I know. Remember the last pod we had the off plan of the week, and he wanted to have one little
Yeah.
cereal thing.
Yeah.
Which is also fine.
I was
That's
saying,
what he wants
like,
to do.
in my head, although it's not true, I would have felt like I had failed in a way if I had done that. So I was the exact
I'm
same.
not like that.
That's
No.
fine. And
Like-
it's fine either way. That's the thing.
Yeah, it just depends on what you. It all comes back to what do you want to do.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's so much talk about all this balance and all that, but
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like, the gainer phase that we spoke about. Like, yeah, it might be great to push up really high, but we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
no.
And we're accepting the fact, as long as you're being honest with yourself and accepting the fact that you might not be maximising everything from it.
Yeah, but
Well,
I'm
that's fine.
fine with that. As
Yeah.
long as if I look decent year round doing that, I'd rather do that.
Yeah.
So
That probably applies to everything.
Yeah.
Like literally everything. If an exercise is awesome on paper but you don't like it,
just don't do it.
don't do it.
Yeah.
Your actions have to reflect your goals. Simple as that.
Yeah.
And be honest with yourself.
Yeah. Second question that I got, I thought we could have a discussion about. Actually, I'm just going to pause this because the camera's about to run out,
And I need a wee.
and then we'll rejoin for question 2. Bye. See you in 1 second.
Where even sells it? Like I don't even see it anywhere.
Tesco. It tastes awful though, by the way.
Does it?
Like, you'll have to have it like in a shape.
Can I just neck it all at once?
I'd put it like, I'd probably do.
In like, say if I had a bottle like that with
Testing,
oil in it,
testing.
Yeah.
the whole 3 grams in.
I'd have some pre-workout, but apart from that, yeah, just get it in throughout the day.
I've been having my normal salt, just not my low salt.
To be fair, I didn't have low salt on prep.
Yeah.
If you're,
The
you
fact
have
you said it was grim, I was going to do it, and then you were like, it's grim.
yeah, on
So I was
food
like,
it's grim. On food it is grim. In a shake with cardio, it's completely fine.
Sick.
But yeah, if you're having a good amount of potassium anyway, you have potatoes, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's your low salt.
Sound.
But yeah, I don't think Lawrence has
Such a-
any potatoes
such a
or any
nerd.
bananas.
Such a
He might have a banana, I'm not sure.
Okay, we're back. On to this question
low
2.
salt chat.
Yeah.
Speaking about that, actually,
Oh, here we go.
what I've realised that I cared way less about my own prep than I do like Lawrence, Leah's,
Yeah.
and Chris's.
Really?
Like,
Yeah,
I
you
don't-
are heavily invested in mine.
I didn't even care about low salt and shit. I was like, yeah, whatever, it won't make a difference. But then, like, yeah, I'm like so invested. I honestly think I'm gonna be way more nervous for your shows.
Well, don't say that.
No, but not because I don't think you're gonna do well, but just because like the occasion of it.
Yeah.
I'll be very nervous for the occasion.
You'll be nervous for the first show, but after that you'll be sound. You'll still
I
have to
just
do
hope
that.
if it's a junior, I'll be fine.
Is it your first one now, mate? For your second?
First one, unless I do the unnamed show,
Yeah, you might do a warm up.
Heart of England. Mate, can't tell anyone that. If
Yeah.
I do that, you'll be here. But I think that's looking unlikely. You would think not, but
I think in a few weeks you'll be like, oh, okay,
I think
I'm gonna make it.
I think these next 2 weeks will be like decisive to that,
Yeah, I agree.
big time. Let's get on with it.
On to the second question. Yeah. Someone asked like that basically like nutrition, training, and everything in the current arena of like social media. It makes it seem quite complicated. So like basically, how do you simplify it? What are the main things that you need to nail that you can like get sort of 95% of progress from?
The main thing is training, I think.
Yeah, if you don't train but eat well, you're not
Yeah.
gonna look good.
Okay,
You
so
just look-
Execution.
you need
It's
to
gotta
get
be
training
very,
sessions
very
in.
good.
Yeah, you need to train.
You need to do some sort of training.
Do some form of weight bearing exercise and progress it
Yeah.
and enjoy it.
Yeah.
That is the main thing, enjoyment.
Yeah, if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to stick to it, so you do nothing.
There's no point doing it, yeah.
So do some sort of exercise and make sure you're progressing it in some manner,
Yeah,
whether that's through increasing load, increasing weight, better form, slower tempo,
Yeah.
whatever it is, just
Some form of progression.
improve in some way.
Yeah.
Nutrition wise,
energy balance.
yeah, energy balance is going to be number one. Well, potentially,
Calories and protein. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Macros make a difference somewhat, but not to the degree where you need to think about it if you're not ready to get invested.
potentially first actually eat healthy food.
Yeah, eat
Like get
nutritious
some
food.
sort of
Actually have good
micronutrition.
sources, yeah.
This
eat
is the
sources
thing.
of
If
food.
you eat nutritious food and you're overweight, it's very hard to be in the surplus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If anyone's getting fat off broccoli, I'll be seriously impressed.
Yeah, literally. I feel like saying this to some people, like, only eat fruit, veg, and protein unless you're training and have a bit of carbs pre-training,
Yeah.
and you will
Yeah.
lose so much weight,
Yeah,
like a ridiculous amount of weight, and they won't be hungry at all.
yeah. So nutritionally, if you're trying to lose weight, energy balance be in a deficit. So make sure your scale weight's coming down, and have a good amount of protein, which would be
Not much, you know. I reckon you could probably get away with like 20 grams per meal, 4 meals.
yeah.
You'd be sound.
Yeah, you can get away with it. If you're trying to optimize it, then that's when more chat comes in. But
Yeah.
really simply, just get some in each meal.
Just get a protein source in each meal. That's it.
You know what is mad though? Like, going back to what Ryan said, I think we were on about this the other day. How you give a client like a meal plan, and they come back to you going like, "How am I going to eat all this food?"
Yeah.
And they're like in a dieting phase. And it's like
Yeah,
because your food choices before were that bad, you don't realise like what you could eat.
I think even when you get like a slightest bit of education, you realise how easy it is to actually stick to a
it's
deficit.
easy, yeah.
you also realise how like the majority of people just eat super highly palatable foods.
Yeah.
Which actually, when you start eating well and go back to that, you feel awful.
Yeah.
You feel
Once you
so
start
bad.
eating well for a good amount of time, you crave eating well.
Yeah,
You know how it makes you feel. I crave fruit a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Veg is kind of whack, but fruit bangs.
no, yeah, but
I'm not in the same boat with that. I'll be
Really?
honest. Nah. I love sweets.
Really?
Yeah, I just want to eat sweets.
So I just
bang
feel-
sweets a lot. To be fair,
Sweets are good. To be fair.
Rachel, you can't say mate. You literally sit here eating Ben and Jerry's, mate.
when did I do that?
Well, I was telling the client.
When was the last time I had Ben and Jerry's there?
Definitely had ice cream in it. the
Yeah,
other day.
probably. Sucker for ice cream. So yeah, summing that question up: train progressively, eat in a deficit, have vegetables and fruit. Like if you do those three things, you're gonna be
sound.
you're gonna be quite a long way.
If you do that for a long amount of time, you're not going to look shit.
Yeah.
Or you'll think you look shit, but you won't look shit.
And then just gradually progress that over time. Like you're obviously wanting to slowly develop your knowledge on all these topics, so just add a little thing every other week. Whether it's thinking about carbohydrates and fats rather than just protein and calories, or thinking about exercise selection rather than just choosing.
Going in and progressing in exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Add little things each week, and honestly, give it a year, and you'll be a completely different person.
Next question.
Next question. Have you two got any questions from your
No.
Instagram?
I didn't put one up. If you'd have let me know
Yeah,
earlier,
yeah, it was-
we were
it
gonna
was
do
late, to be fair.
questions, I would have put
I
one
fell
up,
off.
but- Yeah, you have four.
Zero interaction.
You actually get knocked.
No, what, no.
You used to get loads.
Yeah, I literally fell off. Could we stop the podcast?
Did you get any on the Diet Fatigue podcast?
Yeah,
You did?
yeah,
What the hell?
like 2. But I used to get like a lot.
No one likes us.
I used to get like quite a lot, like above 10. The one with Harrison, we got like 30 something.
Yeah. For next week.
Get your questions in if you're watching
Yeah,
this
please,
next week.
please ask questions. Even if you're a client who doesn't
Just
even want to ask a question.
Just ask one for the sake of.
Don't
Our mental
sound
health.
too desperate.
Like Chris is the goat because he actually asks questions.
Also,
Chris had seen it, he would have
Go on.
asked a question.
if you've got this far, please like and subscribe.
Share us in your stories.
All of that,
Literally do everything.
all that jazz.
I'm literally begging.
Obviously, we want to grow this. We want to help as many people as we can. So, you liking, sharing, subscribing is obviously going to help. On to the next question: how can you tell when a client's ready to move on to the next phase? So, I think this is touching on like if you're doing a diet or like a clean up prior to a gaining phase to sort of set you up for a gaining phase. At what point do you stop getting leaner and transition?
Pretty simple. I think when performance starts dropping,
Yeah.
it's pretty much as simple as that. If performance is still going up and you're dieting, keep dieting.
Yeah, just keep going.
Like, if your performance is going up and even if you're in a deficit,
Well,
and you're
what
eating a good
about
amount
if
of
the
protein.
visual look is actually good?
What do you mean?
You actually think they are in a good spot then to grow?
Like, if they're in a really good spot,
You would,
like,
yeah,
if
you'd
they're like,
call it,
if
yeah.
they're in a spot where if they got leaner, it would start being compromising to health.
Yeah.
Then
yeah.
at that point, performance wouldn't be going up
Yeah.
unless they're training like shit.
Yeah, so that's kind of the optimal route. Then I think also, again, all comes back to like what you're actually wanting to do.
Yeah, where the mindset's
Yeah.
at.
Like maybe that clean up or tidy up prior to a game phase might not just be for that. It might be for, you want to get leaner for a holiday as well,
Yeah.
or whatever it is. If that's the case, then
It all depends on the goal, doesn't it, that you set out at first. So
Yeah, for most clients, it will be to do with some sort of occasion, a wedding, a holiday, whatever it is.
most of the time, I think it's a holiday, isn't it?
And usually there's always something, even if it's not immediate, something in the long term that you're aiming for. So, for example, with Ellie, when she first came to me last year, we always knew there was going to be some sort of holiday this summer,
That you're
so we
aiming
could
for.
kind of make a plan from there. So we like worked back from that holiday, like 16 weeks, and then worked back from that 16-week start point for the diet in a reversing phase from there.
It all comes down to like actually having a plan.
Yeah, simple as that.
yeah. Next question, quick one. Someone asked, "What am I wearing?" Obviously, the best jumpers in the game. These are the official.
Where's mine? I need for mine.
Yeah, the official One Coaching jumpers. If you want one, there's either a hoodie or there's a like a, what's it called? Like a sweatshirt. Or there's black t-shirts. There's baby blue, grey, black, navy. If you want one, drop me a message or any one of us, and we'll get you on sorted. They're pretty cheap, like probably
15?
yeah. Well, these ones are 18 quid plus VAT, and then I need to post it. So it'll probably be about 25 quid if you want one. We're not trying to make money on them or anything. Just if you want one, then let me know.
Form of advertisement,
Pretty
really.
cool to
So.
see people wearing them.
Yeah.
I'm going to send mine. I've bought all my clients have got one. I said this months ago, but it's just taken a while to get them in.
Yeah.
Have you paid for them?
Yeah.
Have you?
I paid HO like 250 quid.
That's nice of you.
It's a goat for real.
Stuff.
I didn't get you one.
Yeah.
I got Lawrence one.
What the hell? Why didn't you get
You
me?
got Lawrence one?
Yeah, because I took his
Oh yeah.
and the original one because he tried to fit into it and he nearly ripped it.
Oh, I took yours as well, but now I've got you a new one. You know, the grey one. Yeah.
To be fair, I probably have got one
So
for you if you
sharing
wanted one.
colours.
I bought like more than I needed.
Yeah.
What, in there now?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me have a look.
Not now.
Well, yeah, not now. After the,
All right.
after the pod.
Last question. What is your opinion on supplementing with apple cider vinegar? As a lot of female TikTok and Insta influencers are promoting it.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to leave this one to you because
I've not done any
I
research
actually
into it
know
at all.
nothing about
I was
it.
saying this to HL earlier. I've not done any research into it. So.
I'd done
know
it.
Central C raps about it.
I think I don't actually know what they're wanting to get from it. I think it might be like a digestive aid, reducing bloating, etc.
Yeah.
You see a lot of people doing it though,
Yeah.
but then it's always like a TikToker. It's just like
I did a little bit. I had a look into it, and honestly, for the majority of people, it's probably not going to do much. So if you're just having apple cider vinegar, like to get some little benefit, it's probably not worth the expense, and also it tastes awful.
yeah.
So,
I
like,
imagine it tastes like shit.
Unless you're absolutely nailing every other variable, I probably wouldn't be doing it.
Just download my fitness pal, man.
Yeah, just stop doing weird stuff.
It annoys me so much when people say they don't want to track. Like, you're trying all of these little niche techniques to
You
try
won't,
and
yeah,
be
you won't
deficit.
track a food, but you'll drink apple cider vinegar.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Just track the food. It takes 2 seconds.
If you want to look into it more, there is articles, but like they don't focus on weight loss or anything. Like this one's focused on like antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral properties, and that was like the main like meta-analysis. And there wasn't any like other meta-analysis, which basically means like a meta-analysis is like an accumulation of loads of stuff.
Study.
Basically, like it's probably right what it's saying, but there isn't one on
I
this stuff.
only ever listen to meta-analyses.
Yeah.
You can prove anything in this. I was saying this to one of my clients earlier. Like, you can prove anything in a study.
Yeah. So if you're looking into it, make sure you're not just looking at one study because it's very easy to do. But overall, probably wouldn't bother. Even if it did something, I wouldn't want to drink it. It tastes of ass.
It's that bad, yeah.
It's awful.
To be fair, I'd probably do it for like a couple of extra inches.
Sure.
Awful. Is there anything else anything else we want to cover in this pod? Or are we happy?
I'm pretty happy. It's like a fresh start.
Yeah, we're back in. So this will be every Wednesday from now.
We will do it
and
every
it's
Wednesday
locked
as well.
in. No, it is locked
Yeah.
in every single Wednesday. Unless I'm at football.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Majority of the time, it's going to be like this sort of format in person. Sometimes we'll be like on Zoom or whatever, doing it there. But if you want to see some more, subscribe. If you want coaching from the best coach in the game,
Come to me.
go to Leo. And if you've got any questions whatsoever, put it in the comments or direct or message one of us.
I've only actually got 5 spots available.
Yeah. 5 spots.
My price goes up to £1,000 a month.
5 spots.
I'm now on £30 a month. I'm not actually on £30 a month. I'm going up to 500 next month. I don't know how people think that works, you know.
What the
Like the forcing people to get into coaching like now.
I don't know. I don't think bringing people on, like the only times that I actually bring people on is actually either through referrals or they've like asked me themselves. You
Yeah.
can't just force someone into coaching.
No, yeah.
And even if you did it, they wouldn't be adherent anyway. So
The client turnover for those coaches must be
I
mental.
know. Yeah,
And that would stress me out.
You're never going to get anywhere with a client, are you?
I've still never been sacked, and the day I get sacked, I'm going to cry.
I've been sacked. And if you're listening to this and you've sacked me, then
Cheers.
I hate you. I'm joking.
Come back.
please
come back.
So yeah, that's the podcast. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed, guys and girls, and other. And see you in the next one. Ciao.